We're here with Coach Schenk, the new head football coach at Rosemont High School, head coach of the Runners, who was an assistant last year when the Runners went all the way to the playoffs against Strathmore. So I'm asking, what's going to change, if anything?
What's going to change? Honestly, not a whole lot as far as scheme and things go. We're running a very similar type of offense. Now, obviously, personnel kind of dictates a little bit of what we do. We graduated good 13, 14 seniors last year, so we got really kind of a fresh group in. They got a little bit different skill sets. So obviously, a little bit's going to change just in terms of, especially at the quarterback level, we've got more of a pocket style passer this year than a mobile quarterback that we had last year. So, we're going to introduce some RPOs and things like that to try to get the ball in space and utilize our weapons on the outside.
And a pretty good number are turning out for football?
Yeah. At the varsity level, for sure, right now we've got really good numbers. We're pretty close to 30, and school just started today. So I'm anticipating we'll probably get a couple more here and there. At the JV level, it's a little bit of a struggle just because CIF moved our season up a week. So we've been, the season started July 23rd. That gives us really 2.5 weeks of actual season practices before school even starts. And freshmen and sophomore tend to not come out until school starts. So, we're doing everything we can to get the practices in and get those kids ready so that they can be ready for week one.
Now, most of these kids, did they play youth football here? Has that helped them?
I have seen quite a few that I've talked to that have played Rosemont youth football, and you can always kind of tell those kids, right? You can tell the ones that kind of grew up playing the game, have a little bit more football IQ. They just kind of understand the different movements and things that kind of take place on the football field, and those they tend to excel early. The ones that don't, we still encourage them, everybody to come out and play. We'll coach them up, and we'll do our best to get them ready.
Yeah.
We would love to see, obviously, youth football continue to grow and get more and more kids out there because it's really beneficial to our program. I know there's been some changes at the youth football level in terms of leadership. I thought Garrett did a great job the last several seasons, and I'm really looking forward to. I believe it was Ambries who's kind of taken over. I think he'll do a great job, and I hope it continues to grow.
Yeah, and what about the league? Now, Strathmore had a pretty good, strong team last season, but so did Rosemont. And it could have gone either way there. It was nip and tuck the first half.
It sure was.
Yeah.
It sure was. It's been more than just one season for Strathmore. They've been really a powerhouse in Division 6 Central Section for quite a few years now. I think they went all the way to state a few years back, and then, obviously they went to state last year and won state. So, that CIF championship game was a very tough loss. We experienced a lot there. We learned a lot there. Very proud of our kids for what they accomplished last year.
For sure.
It was an excellent game. It really was. We just had a couple bad breaks there, here and there, and then more than anything, depth. They had depth, and we got a few injuries kind of in the second half, and it came to bite us a little bit. But all in all, I look back on that season with nothing but pride.
Right, and all the players should too,
absolutely.
Because it was a real football game.
No doubt about it.
Sure, and how about your assistants this year? Who is going to be assistant coaches?
Yeah, my brother, Tim Schenk, who will be the defensive coordinator again. He was the defensive coordinator last year. We've got a couple new faces. Juan Hernandez, who actually played for Palmdale High School. He was in high school, and then he went. He actually had some Division I offers, but had some family issues at home and decided to play for ABC for a couple of years, and he started O-line, D-line there. So he's been a real valuable asset. He really cares about the kids and developing relationships, and is doing a great job for us. We're bringing back Coach Hunter, Mike Hunter, He's working with quarterbacks and running backs and DBs and wide receivers. D'Angelo Buchanan is back working with wide receivers and DBs, and he's really stepping up this year. He's doing a great job for us, real active with the kids. And then, let's see, the JV level, Jared Lewis, who is actually an on-campus teacher. He worked with the baseball team here at RHS last year. He's stepping up. He's going to be the JV head coach, and he's going to call the offense for those guys. And Todd Skogstead, who moved to Roseman last year and actually helped me out with the wrestling program last year. He's calling the defense for the JVs. So we got a full staff, and they're all very qualified, and they're doing a great job.
And the first game is against Little Rock.
It is. Yep, coming up on August 17th. So not a whole lot of time to prepare yet. It's sneaking up on us, and there never seems to be enough time. But we're doing the right things in practice. The kids are working hard for us, and we're continuously pushing them to get better. And we're not where we need to be yet, but we're definitely getting there. I'm really excited about where we're at this point.
Well, that's good. And it's going to be a 10-game season, or 4 in the playoffs, like it has been, or
yeah. So
different?
that's kind of the normal schedule. Is we'd have a 10-game regular season. We actually were unable to schedule a game. We played Pasadena Polytech last year, but it was only a 1-year contract, and we haven't been able to schedule another game for that spot. So right now we're only sitting at 9, unfortunately. But we've got feelers out there. We're still trying to get teams to commit. So hopefully we can get another one scheduled for that week, so we can have a full 10-game season. And then we'll see what CIF does for playoffs. I know in years past there was play-in games and things like that, but last year they went straight quarterfinals to semis to the championship game. So there's a good chance it could just be another 3-week playoff.
Yeah, something like that again. Yeah, and you're still in Division 5 or 6.
We're at 6.
Yeah.
So last year was our first year in Division 6, and we're still in Division 6, and so is Strathmore. So we're hoping to get back to where
have a rematch
last year and have a little rematch and finish what we started.
So
that's the goal.
Well, that sounds really, really good. And what about Chris Grimpian now? What has happened to him? Is he still here teaching, or is he?
Yeah, he's still on campus. He's still teaching at RHS. He did a great job with the program.
Remember when he first came in? It was down there.
I came in. Me and my brother came in his second year, so we got to see kind of firsthand where this program was before Grimpian took over.
Yeah.
And he worked his tail off to get the program to where it is now, and learned a lot from the guy, and I really respect him. And I wish him the best. He stepped away from the game. He's got a young one at home. Yeah. And wants to spend some more time with his family, and I totally respect that, and good for him. And
can't blame him for that.
Absolutely not. I hope I can kind of do him justice a little bit and continue to get the program on the same track as he had it before me.
Sure. Well, chances are you will.
I hope so. Thank you.
And I hope we can get the stands filled up a little more.
Yeah, that's always one of my biggest pushes. I grew up. My brother attended Roseman High School in the 90s, right, with Jamar Day.
Right.
Yeah, I was 7 years younger than my brother, so I was always at all his football games, and I very vividly remember, especially during the playoffs, that those stands were standing room only. They were packed.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't find a seat.
No.
And I would love to get it back to that Friday night light feel where the whole town comes out to support the team.
Big social event in town.
Absolutely. It should. Yeah. These kids, they're out there working too hard for it not to be.
Yeah.
They deserve all of our support, and they represent the community, and they represent this school, and they're doing all the right things.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of them, and I want to get them as much support as
sure.
possibly can.
Sure. Well, Roseman News, we want to help you however we can.
Appreciate that.
And we'd like to shine the spotlight on different players during the season and kind of encourage them and
absolutely
so forth. And
I appreciate that.
But we're limited in the number of games we can really do.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not just you guys. It's I mean, I've talked to even the Valley Press. I mean, the number of sports writers and sports reporters has just considerably decreased, and it's tough to get coverage anymore. So
Right.
That's part of the problem.
Right. One thing you could do that would help would be if you could get the team managers or maybe a player that's injured to use their cell phone and text us the score
Okay,
and maybe a paragraph of how the game went,
you got it.
that would be very helpful because we would publish it all the time.
Awesome.
The problem is when you leave town, sometimes we have to read it in another publication.
Sure.
And sometimes they don't cover it, so we don't know.
Right.
We go on Max Prep, but already it's
Too late. Yeah.
stale, you know, it's like 3 days, 4 days old.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea.
But if the managers could do it, you know, I'll
Yeah.
give you some cards.
Yeah.
And you can hand them to them and they can just, you know, nothing formal or anything, just say the score was and, you know,
Give a little recap.
this is what happened and that's fine.
Sounds like a plan. We'll get that done.
Yeah, I think that would help because a lot of people would get more interested in what's happening, especially if you're having a good season, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're anything we can do to get people out. That's
Okay.
the goal.
Sure.
Much exposure for these kids as possible.
Sure. Well, best of luck, Coach. And it looks like you got to keep that smile on your face.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.